Hi, my name is Kenda Summers, and I'd like to introduce myself to the group. I'm very glad to be here in Heart to Heart, and I look forward to learning more about all of you. The one thing that I noticed right away is there's a lot of love and caring in this group, and I hope to learn from all of you as you learn from me. I run another group, and it's called Healing Solutions for Pet Loss. And that is part of the story between Kate and I. Well, truthfully, we got to know each other when I read Reflections. I was so touched by Jack's story that I had to get to know the author of this book better. It was like Jack was looking into my soul and reading me. He knew everything about my sorrow, and I cannot tell you how incredibly touched I was by this book. I reached out to Kate and I told her the story went by way too fast. I sent her a picture of me crying after reading the book, and I told her that I would be the first one in line to buy a ticket for the Reflections movie. I asked her to please be part of my group and to share Jack's story with all of my people, and the rest is history. I am an unconscious mind coach. I run an office in Dubuque, Iowa. I've lived in the U.S. for the past 5 years. Before that, I lived in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. My day job is an unconscious mind coach. That's what I do. I help people make changes in their lives using the power of their unconscious mind. You see, there's two parts of our mind. There's a conscious part and an unconscious part. And a lot of things happen without us being aware. For instance, the beating of our hearts, the blood flowing through our veins, our cells rejuvenating themselves, habits and programs that we've installed and are playing. All of these things are happening, present, and running, all within our unconscious mind. And my job is to help people make new programs so that they can live the life they want to live. Be the individual that they know they can be. Help them install new programs. I do all of this in my office, and as an individual relaxes, together the client and I walk a wonderful journey together. I am their guide, and I show them how easy it is to make lasting lifestyle changes. 3 years ago, I lost my heart dog, Stella. This girl was my life. She ran out a door, she took chase after a rabbit, and she ran directly into the path of an 18-wheeler. And what was so strange about all of this was this office where she was at was in a very quiet neighborhood. You never see tractor trailers on this road. But today, for some reason, there was one. She was killed before my eyes, and I'll never ever forget those last moments of me screaming her name to stop and praying to God that this was all a bad dream and I would awaken from it. But it was not a dream. It was real, and I was a mess. The tough part about having a job where you're a healer and a helper is, well, let's be honest, how do you do that when you're broken? Well, I can tell you how. Not very well. I'm self-employed and I needed to work, but I also needed help, and there was nowhere to turn. People did not want to hear my story over and over again. People said they understood, but I knew that they didn't. And when people come in to see me in the office, I needed to be strong. I needed to help them. And all of a sudden, one day I was sitting there and thinking to myself, well, Kenda, what would you do if somebody came to see you at the office with the exact same thing going on in their life that happened to you? And to tell you the truth, I'm not sure why I didn't think of this earlier. What is that saying that they say the cobbler's children are always the worst shod? Meaning so often we don't benefit from using the tools from our own trade. Well, I was able to find peace. I was able to gain strength. I was able to be of use again by using on myself what I teach other people. But my heart never really fully healed. It still hasn't completely healed. I have Stella's ashes in a box on a bookcase headboard of my bed, and I still cannot bring myself to open the box. Someday I'd love to get her ashes made into a charm or a bead that I could wear, but I'm not there yet. So I received an epiphany August 24th, 2019, when I attended the wake of a young woman. She'd lost her dog and her husband in an accident all at the same time. I recall leaving the wake feeling sad and wanting to do more for the people that were reeling in devastation from grief. And I decided at that moment that I needed to pursue a new direction in my business. I needed to do something different. I could use my passion for helping people, combined with my love of animals and my personal experience with grief, to help people understand grief and to help them find the light again. I volunteered at hospices, one of them being an end-of-life center for children. I've taken grief facilitator courses. I'm very comfortable talking about the elephant in the room. Having those hard conversations about death and grief and broken hearts that most of us find oh so hard to do. I realized that I could use all of my experience to help other people move forward slowly through the darkness of devastation into an area where they feel okay. And they recognize that it's okay to not be okay. I could give them resources, the same resources that I used on myself to become stronger. I opened up a Facebook group, and it's called Healing Solutions for Pet Loss. Kate and I work in that group together, sharing stories, giving people hope and inspiration. And Kate has graciously asked me to join her in Heart to Heart, and I gladly accepted. I hope that you'll look up the Healing Solutions for Pet Loss group and be part of the group. Both Kate and I agree that grief is not a place to stay, and we need to always be thinking about tomorrow so that we can move forward. The goal in grief is to be able to find love again, to look back on the memories of your pet and feel more love than pain. I'm glad to be part of this family and share my skill set with all of you. I thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I look forward to helping you mend your broken heart.